Do you know who ate all the donuts?
Hello, comic dudes. Today's episode is another Steam review, and in the spirit of September, I figured I'd have every single episode this month dedicated to Super Steam reviews. And to kick things off, I'm going to be talking all about Half-Life from 1998. So let's just jump straight into it.
You've got mail.
Oh, well, I'll be. For every single Super Steam review moving forward, I'll be using this 5-part scale, with each part being rated 1 to 5, and at the end, we'll be using this to determine a total Super Steam score. But before our first category, let me talk a little bit about everything surrounding Half-Life.
Half-Life is a 3D first-person shooter of the survival horror variety. Now, when people hear horror and video game in the same sentence, they usually scoff and think it's blown out of proportion. But for a game of its time, it did an incredibly decent job at striking that unsettling gland in my body.
It's right here.
Developed by Valve and released in 1998, this game was showered in critical acclaim. Now you may be thinking, wait, aren't Valve the guys who own Steam? And you'd be correct. If you ever wonder, why don't Valve make games anymore? The simple answer is that they realized they could make infinitely more amounts of money by just focusing on Steam rather than making original titles. And from a business perspective, I understand. However, back in their heyday, Valve was making show-stopping title after show-stopping title. And this game was no different. This game was created around the same time as classics such as GoldenEye, 007, and Glover, also referred to as a mixed bag. This game was released on the PC and didn't come to any consoles for quite some time. As a PC game, it was very advanced compared to its counterparts on the disc plane. This game is still regarded as one of the more immersive 3D first-person shooters of all time. Now, I want to get this out of the way. I know there are about 20 bajillion expansion packs for Half-Life and Half-Life 2, but I will not be addressing them here, at least not yet. Maybe in a separate episode I'll cover them, but it would just take way too long to do that now. Before we begin, allow me to go into more detail on the new Super Steam review scale thing, or as I like to call it, SGCFM. This score has 5 categories as follows. Story, which is all about the overall plot and structure of the game, plus a surface level playthrough. Gameplay, which is about how the game controls, among other general things like mechanics. Completion, which covers the basis of getting everything out of a game. Feels, which is just really an umbrella term for the atmosphere and feel and just how the game makes you feel. And lastly, miscellaneous, which covers the smaller things that don't have their own category. The game will be graded on each of these categories on a basis of 1 to 5, and once we reach the end, they will be averaged for a total Super Steam score. So it's high time to kick things off with the story. Half-Life opens up with a cable car ride which gives you an exposition dump, which I usually don't like in games, but here it's completely acceptable because the entire time I did not care at all about what the narrator was saying, but instead was trying to see if I could get out of the cart early via jumping and crouching everywhere. It didn't work. Getting dropped off at the station, your journey can finally begin. That's right, they have WASD in this game, and boy is it responsive. And like any sane individual, the first thing I tried to do was jumping off the platform into the abyss. But since this is the story section, here's a quick synopsis on the story of the Half-Life universe. In Half-Life, you play as Gordon Freeman. He has a PhD. Need I say more? The game takes place in a research facility located somewhere in Black Mesa. Or is the facility located in Black Mesa? Heck if I care. What the research facility is doing is quite simple. Aliens. That's right, aliens. However, later in the story, the protagonist may find out that these aliens aren't as nice as they appear. But it's probably nothing. I think I can handle a few aliens if they try to come at me. Entering the Black Mesa research facility, you can get to greet all the friendly scientists and guards and pick up your very own HEV suit. I actually don't know if this was necessary, I just think it looks cool. Anyways, carrying on, you can take the elevator shaft down to the lower levels of the facility where things are much more dim and less bright. But budget cuts happen to everyone. Things around you seem to be going wrong, but the normal amount of wrong. You keep going until you make it to this very ominous machinery room that I can only describe as very ominous. It has no reason to be this orange. And you turn it on for no reason besides blatant curiosity, and it begins to progressively spin faster and faster, even generating force lightning. And once you push some shopping cart into it, it begins to blow up. Curse you, two-dimensional explosions! You will be the death of me! Then you start having some drug trip and boom, you're back. Things seem a little worse for wear, but I'm sure all we need is some duct tape and some cartoon bubblegum. Someone called Jenkins. Oh shoot. Literally everyone is dead. This can't be good. But let's not jump straight to the conclusion that this could be our fault. Not just yet. Yeah, no, this is definitely our fault in some capacity. Aw, what's your name, little buddy? So, it appears that whatever that stupid rotator blade did caused aliens to happen. Of course it did. This is why I hate motion. Alright, carrying on.
Okay, whoa. Oh, hi, little. Ow! No, he's not friendly. Gotta get out of here. Into the door, fast. Lasers? Yo! Oh my gosh. Okay, lasers, they're still cool though. No way. Crowbar? I love crowbar. Alright. Okay, there we go. Sweet. In case of fire, do not use elevators. Well, there's no fire, so... Oh. Well, they can't say it was my fault because, there are no witnesses. Alright, shoot. Alright, let's go up here. I mean, honestly, this is not that big of an issue.
Alright, I finally made it back. What the heck is that? So, it seems anyone who gets their head eaten by these alien guys will become their hosts to their alienness. Very cool. Things are definitely all going wrong at once. The front gate won't budge, so I suppose we'll have to find our own way out. Oh, a pistol. Sure, whatever, shut up. Now this is all me. I am a mid-range weapon king. Unless if the enemy knows lunging. If the enemy knows lunging, then it is game over. Whoa, you're bipedal now. Whoa, you look silly. Things are not looking good for evolution right now, and judging by the effects whenever they spawn, don't look good for our innocence. These sewers are nice. Bad idea. This part's pretty fun with all the alien dudes raining down. You keep exploring to find that the whole facility is crumbling around you and there is no way I'm getting in that vent. You even make it outside at some point only to be attacked by the US government. Hate it when that happens. So the only thing you have left to do is go back underground and finish this. Wogue. Those are aliens. I am a huge sucker for sci-fi alien thrillers, and this game's plot just feels like one turned into a video game. So I'll be giving it a 4 out of 5 on the story score. Looking great for Half-Life so far when it comes to the score.
Huh?
The gameplay of Half-Life is like that of any other 3D first-person shooter. WASD makes you move, and mouse 1 lets you shoot. If you've played PC gaming, I'm not speaking gibberish here. So in this segment, we will be discussing the enemies and the weapons you'll be using throughout the game so you can get a grasp on how the game plays. The game has weapons, and every single one brings something different to the table, so I'll list their pros and cons here. Crowbar! This is a classic. Being able to break boards on doors, vents, and boarded doors. I said that twice. This piece of metal has a lot of utility in your roster. However, it's not the best against most enemies, bear in mind. The pistol is the best weapon, in my opinion. Great on ammo conservation, great on accuracy, and decent on damage. If I see an enemy and I'm able to react to it, I pull out my pistol 90% of the time, and since this ammo is the easiest to find and is also used for the AR, this weapon is all around the best. Shotgun! This is a safe space, right? Because I have a confession. I hate shotguns in any game with the weapon where it's available. I can never reliably hit anything with this stupid gun. I understand its utility, but god is it annoying to use. But sometimes I feel really cool using it. Assault rifle. Yes! Getting this thing over your pea shooter is a huge improvement. However, this thing burns through ammo and has so much bloom. I would recommend staying mindful of the ammo amount as to not run out mid-combat. Grenades! These things are decently common and can be used just about whenever. but I recommend saving them for these stupid turrets. When it comes to enemies, this game has them in spades, whether it be a little dog friend or a gun. Each enemy behaves differently and has diverse ways to be dealt with effectively. So here I'll be telling you all how I best dealt with all of the different enemies in Half-Life. Crawly boys, formerly known as headcrabs. These guys are everywhere. Thankfully they're easy enough to defeat, so it doesn't become an issue. When I saw them, I usually just smacked them with my crowbar, but if I saw them at a range, I usually just two-shot them with the pistol. Crawly hosts. These guys are slow and have a big hitbox, so just use your shotgun if you see these guys. They probably won't get you. Alien guys with them eyes. If you see them glowing, move out of the way fast before they hit you and just fire at their eye with a shotgun for an easy kill. Shouldn't be too hard. Ceiling hanging guys. If you see the tongue thing, just shoot up like 4 times. Easiest buy. Frog thing. These guys don't pose too much of a threat. I've actually never been damaged by one. Just shoot them twice with the pistol and carry on. Shooty dog! These things aren't too much of a threat, and dispatching them is as simple as pistol plus mouse 1. Turret losers. I hate these guys. I may just be tone deaf on how the game works or something, but I could only kill these things with grenades. Feel free to comment on how you're actually meant to handle these things. The government. These guys are just cannon fodder. Just hit them with anything, really. If you really feel like it, just use your assault rifle. The gameplay in this game is honestly pretty fun and involved a lot more strategy than I expected, so I'll be giving it a 4.5 out of 5 on the gameplay scale. Another W for Half-Life for sure. I promise you there's some completion here. There are some scientists you can save, and if you do, they'll unlock rooms with goodies in them. And also there's this weird guy that you can spot walking around everywhere. So I guess that counts. But in all seriousness, this game isn't all effective in making a replayable experience from a completionist point of view. But I don't really know what I'm expecting to see, so I'll shut my trap. 3 out of 5 on the completion score. The feels basically covers the atmosphere of the game, the art style, the characters, you know, the works. When it comes to the atmosphere, it's nearly perfect. This game really does feel like it's a sci-fi thriller plopped onto a disc. The way the environments just fuel the opportunities for jump scares should really be studied. Every turn you make, you're on edge because there could always be some silly headcrab ready to jump at you. The way every room is built is also astounding. Every individual location feels handcrafted to perfection. Just look at these skyboxes. I mean, the fact that you can actually interact with this vending machine should serve as a testament to this game's detail. The way all of the scientists and soldiers interact with the world around them is honestly pretty cool. I think it's really dope how all the scanners in this game can only be interacted with by NPCs, leading you to actually want their help instead of just wanting to blow their heads off because they're in the way. This game has aged very well. The graphics look fairly decent because almost all of it takes place in a facility with halls and stuff, which are notoriously easy to nail. The idea that I can look at this guy's ID card and read any part of it is honestly really novel and cool. The way the aliens are designed just makes them feel like a threat. I don't know, maybe it's just something about the way the host guys are textured that make me feel unease when I have to encounter them. And I'm almost certain that this was on purpose to make the game the best it could be on Valve's part. Overall, this game nails its atmosphere, the graphics, the spooks, the everything. So I'll be giving the feels of this game a 5 out of 5. Wow, that's such a number! That's right, it's the miscellaneous segment, home to the music, the options, the legacy, all the rest. Let's get to it. Music. The music in this game serves every purpose it should. It sets the tone by being ambient and unsettling, which is really cool. I am a nerd at a lot of things, but music isn't one of them, so I won't carry on too much longer. Multiplayer. The fact that this game still has its multiplayer servers running, and the fact that they're still just running is honestly awesome. Playing this game with friends honestly adds so much to the experience, and I couldn't recommend it anymore if you have any friends who own this game on Steam. Difficulty! This game isn't all too hard, especially with the amount of health you can get and all the ammo you can get. Although the final boss has like 16 bajillion health, which doesn't make it inherently hard, just inherently annoying. Cost. This game costs $9.99 on Steam, which you may say is overpriced or something, but look at it this way. Just about every time Valve has a spring sale or a winter sale or any other another season sale, this game usually costs about a nickel and 2 buttons, which is such a steal. I'd try capitalizing on this if you ever see the opportunity to. 4 out of 5 on the miscellaneous. The score doesn't really have anything to be based on specifically, so its scoring is also inconsistent.
We did it! Another Super Steam review in the bag! This game earned itself a score of 4.1, which is pretty good in my books. Now, like I said, every single episode this month is going to be a Super Steam review, and sadly, the first week of this month I had to make it a non-Super Steam review because I was sick. So I will be switching a few things around, so the final episode will probably be in, like, October. I hope that's okay with all of you. Anyhow, cue outro! Will the next game be mid? Shoot.